Welcome to Technocracy News with your host, Patrick Wood. I am your co-host, Logan House. Today, we're going to be going over this story a little bit more that we covered on Tuesday inside the Billionaire Network, shaping MAGA's post-Trump future. And if you remember, we were talking about this meeting that happened in Ohio between the man on the screen, Chris Buzzkirk, along with Tucker Carlson, JD Vance, and some more people that you would know, discussing the future of MAGA. Right, Patrick?
Exactly. And you have to wonder at this point, has MAGA been just totally hijacked, possibly? You have to ask that question. Because in their mind, in these people's mind, somehow they've re-engineered the whole thing around this dark enlightenment nonsense, and Peter Thiel in particular.
Yeah, well, that's what I left off in the. That's the big part I left off in the opening.
Gone. Yeah,
was Peter Thiel's involvement in this?
Exactly. So you wonder if well, this is the point of our book, actually, the final betrayal. And I asked that question in the book. You know, it has the MAGA crowd, the populist movement they've been swept aside, apparently. And the whole thing has been recast now with a technocratic flavor, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you see it all over the place. All the signs are there at this point. The whole thing has been replaced, displaced, any way you look at it. All of the people who were hoping for make America great again, they've been totally betrayed at this point. Not one thing, other than maybe the border closing, other than that, we've had this technocratic takeover of America.
Yeah, and now, I mean, nothing that the base really wanted and that they voted this administration in for has happened yet. I mean, there's been no arrest that everyone's been screaming about since Election Day, a little over, I mean, what, a day over a year from yesterday, a year from yesterday?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Nothing's really happened other than the border. Other than that, I mean, we've just been ushering in more and more of these tech guys into the administration and building technology for the government.
Exactly. You know, there was an interesting observation about Mamdani's election in New York City. He mobilized the young people, especially, right? They're the ones that took him over the top, people in your age bracket. And you went, wow, that's interesting. How could he get that many young people to vote for him? And well, they did.
Yeah.
You have to wonder, okay, that's the left side of the equation. Total left side. If you consider the takeover of the Charlie Kirk movement with TPUSA, you wonder if that's the other side now of the aisle, gathering young people for their cause, right? Mm-hmm. It just seems to me there's something balanced here, where all of a sudden the left is reaching for young people, the right is reaching for young people as well. That seems to me to be a strategy at this point.
Well, the right side of it has kind of made it all about, with different influencers like Nick Fuentes, who has a huge following on the younger generation. And now with his promotion into, you know, more mainstream politics, with Tucker interviewing him and basically just introducing him to the Republican Party. I mean, it wasn't a debate or an actual interview. It was more of a, here is Nick Fuentes, and here's what he stands for, and I'm not going to push back on it. I'm just going to ask him questions and let him go. But what you kind of see is the right will vote for the left. I mean, there was people at the celebration on Tuesday night for Zoran Mamdani who were wearing America First hats that were sold by Fuentes. So they were Fuentes listeners. So they're, I guess, far right, but they will vote for far left because they have one thing in common, and that is that they don't want to fund Israel. Even though Zoran is a Muslim and foreign national as well, but he's not from Israel. He's from an Arab country.
That's very astute for sure.
So
I think that
they've kind of taken both sides of the argument, left and right, for the younger generation.
It apparently is that way. So now we have this guy, Omeed Malik, in the middle of everything with this investment company called 1789 Capital. He's the CEO of that company. That was a company first that put money into Tucker Carlson's network, TCN, got him launched, if you will. Since then, by the way, in March, Tucker Carlson bought out all the interest of 1789 Capital. In other words, they took it private. And that was okay to do that. I mean, there's no reason to think that was nefarious. But nevertheless, Malik was a guy that started Carlson in his new career after he left Fox.
Yep.
So this is the same company that, by the way, Charlie Kirk is reported to have invested money into it when it first was formed in 2019, and other people as well. But I'm just saying there was something weird going on with Charlie Kirk at this point as well. But he was apparently didn't have any problem with being associated or controlled. In other words, that was his boss at that point over his money by a Muslim. Maybe it never occurred to him that he wasn't a Muslim at all, Malik, that is. So this first story that we're talking about here, Malik is mentioned like 12 times in this article.
Yeah.
And he's the center of the attention.
Yeah, and he's business partners and starting companies with Don Jr. as well.
Exactly.
So he's got an in for sure.
He does. And this is a guy who flip-flopped from being not just run-of-the-mill Democrat. He voted for Obama twice, for Hillary Clinton as well. He was a donor to their campaigns. And then he went flip-flop over to the Republican side, like all of the rest of these technocrats who joined the Trump train in 24, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. They're opportunists. That's all they are.
It seems that way, doesn't it? They want you to think, oh, we've had a change of heart. We saw the light. We're red pilled now, and maybe, but you have to look at the whole picture here. What's going on with this? Is this guy to be trusted with his mind? Who could have that type of a transformation from being a dyed-in-the-wool, whatever, leftist, to now he's being a dyed-in-the-wool rightist. This doesn't happen, especially with people that have money. He has now amassed $6.2 billion to his name. That's not bad. He's not as rich as Elon Musk or Peter Thiel, but he's close. He's on the way.
Kind of close. I mean, it's a lot of money, but they have a lot of money.
I know. So, in any case, this article, this transitions to the next article here that deals specifically with Malik.
Yeah.
Inside MAGA.
Yep.
This was a different story. Yeah, was a different story from a different author. It just happened to show up on the next day after this other article. So I said, okay, I'll post that. I read it. It said, good article, actually.
Well, it highlights that it says from Hillary Clinton donor to MAGA dealmaker. So is he really a genuine MAGA supporter or Republican, or is he just sees an opportunity to make some money and to implement his agenda and goes along with it, just like all the other tech guys? And I think that's what he also did with Tucker. He saw Tucker, who had a big following from Fox, coming off of Fox, and said, I'm going to go offer this guy money and I will make a bunch of money with it. And I will also be able to sway his words. I mean, basically implement what I want him to say, right?
It seems to me that he saw the opportunity with Tucker because Tucker was reported to have, he wasn't overtly anti-Semitic when he was at Fox. They wouldn't allow that at Fox, but somehow some other journalists kind of got the idea, well, he's tending that way, right? This was fertile ground for somebody like Malik, say, well, I can take this guy and I can push him farther than he wants to go, perhaps. And now, he's entertaining all these Muslim friendly people like Nick Fuentes, others as well.
Yeah, I mean, Tucker and these guys are the Muslims' dream. I mean, they're getting their bases to not care about Islam, and Islam's not the enemy. Israel is, and we should help Muslims get in power. We should help Muslims take out the Jews, right?
Yes.
I mean,
seems that way.
We have to go to a break, but we have Care National reposting Tucker's clips on X. I mean, what does that tell you? We'll be right back in just a moment.
Go to worldviewtalk.com. Get your satellite phone like I have, because you know what? China is in on our power grid. That is a matter of proven fact. If you want to have communications with your loved ones, your family, your children, maybe your spouse travels, maybe you have a child away at college, you want communication should the grid go down. That's why you need a satellite phone, worldviewtalk.com. But look what else they have. They also have solar generators. I have one of their solar generators. I have the Delta Echo 400, a solar generator. So I can, of course, charge my satellite phone. I can run my coffee pot. I can run my whole house if I want to. All the details are there at worldviewtalk.com, or use that number, 1-866-738-3224. They have very friendly operators that will explain to you their products, but you can explain to them what it is you're desiring to acquire. How much electricity are you wanting to generate with this solar generator? Well, they'll tell you what size you need. Worldviewtalk.com or 1-866-738-3224.
2 years ago, whatever was 100% of my traffic to my website, it's been crashed by 95%. That's stunning to me. Mostly Google has done it, but other actors as well. What's happening on a global basis, there's a war against free speech. It's not just an incidental thing, oh, we just want to shut somebody up. That's not it. This is an orchestrated, top-down war against free speech. All the things you have coming out of Worldview Tube and Weekend, etc., all of these things are expression of free speech. And I can dare say that their traffic has been hammered as well. If they're successful, these masters of tyranny, if these people are successful shutting down free speech, we're all dead at that point, basically, because that's where the killing is going to start. This is what's on the chopping block right now. The reason you look at this organization because you could get something out of it, right? You should look at this organization as an organization that needs to support just to keep free speech alive, period. Who are you going to turn to at this point if this voice was silenced? Where would you go? Newsmax? Give me a break. No. Fox News? No. So I want to encourage you, support the foundation, support Brandon's work here any way that you can.
All right, welcome back from the break. We left off talking about Omeed Malik. Is there more you want to say about him or go down farther in this article?
Well, we probably could. Look at this picture little bit below where Malik is sitting with Don Jr. at the Qatar Economic Forum. Just figure what's going on here. Qatar is the company or the country that wanted to invest trillions in America, for one thing. They wanted to give Trump an Air Force One, and Trump is happy to take all their money. Very cozy relationship, right?
Yeah.
Well, here they are together. They're about the same age. Malik is 37 years old, I think. It's about Don Jr. might be a little bit older than that. I don't know. But there they are, kibitzing. This is in 2025, by the way. That's this in Doha, May 21st, 2025. There they are. So these two were involved in the formation of 1789 Capital, and now they've been good friends ever since. Well, actually, they were friends before, but they're good friends now for sure.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk was also a great friend of Don Jr. You might remember they took a trip together, right? Where was that?
Greenland. They went to Greenland right after the inauguration, right?
Oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did.
And I believe Don Jr. said he was like a little brother to him. They had spent a lot of time together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have Malik, we have Don Jr., we have these other people as well, like Carlson, Charlie Kirk, etc. And as seems to me, is a very, very cozy relationship they all had.
Yeah, I mean,
this is very disturbing. This is totally disturbing to me.
Yeah, I mean, Islam has infiltrated the right in almost every area.
Yes.
And
I know
some of the biggest influencers in MAGA, who the majority of Republicans see as being the heads of MAGA, are they don't care about Islam.
Yeah.
But they will. The people will.
I know.
Once it's implemented.
Islam has never been political in America, like technocracy has never been political either. They don't care who's in power. It can be Republican, Democrat. They don't care. They've used anybody and everybody along the way to achieve their ends. So there's something in common between the Islamic world and at least Islamic characters and technocrats. They don't care about political power at all. They're using whatever they can at the time to take advantage of whatever's on the table, right? This seems to be exactly what's happening with Malik here. He's jettisoning the political agenda. He's not necessarily right or left, but if his objective is to promote Islam, that's another story.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, he's doing a great job of it. And the whole country at this point is being skewed to this you can't call it left or right, but the country being skewed into accepting Islam for the sake of hating Israel. Very subtle, but now it's getting less subtle, I guess.
Yeah. And it's not just the right either. I mean, it's on the left and the right. The Muslims and Islamists have, taken up ground on the left and the right. They have been they're infiltrated into both parties. I mean, look at Ilhan Omar. She's a congresswoman on the left. And now we have, who is it? Was it elected official in Virginia or one of the elections on Tuesday? We had our first Muslim statewide official elected as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I wonder if Malik would be in a room of these other Muslims who are on the left. How do you think they would react to each other? Do you think they would embrace? Would they unite around their being Muslim or the political system in America? I don't think I could. Well, I won't speculate. But I
think I know the answer to that.
I know.
Wow. Should we cover a couple of the other stories we have before time runs out?
Yeah, we should. We have to clear the backlog here.
All right. We have proof that AI is destroying jobs in one chart. Let's look at this chart. So we have one side is the S&P 500, the black line, and the blue line is the job openings. And you can see right around 2022, job openings start coming down.
That was exactly when ChatGPT was released, right? The first iteration.
Uh-huh.
And at that point, you see there was no divergence at all between the S&P and job openings. There's been a consistent relationship for years, decades. But now all of a sudden they split right down the middle. The S&Ps kept going up while job openings are going down. That's the first time this has ever happened in history.
Yeah, you can look. If you just look at the two lines before the ChatGPT launch, every time one went down, the other one went down. And when one went up, the other one went up.
Exactly. And tit for tat as well. They were totally linked together.
So this is showing that basically the stock market is fully being propped up because of AI, and it doesn't have. Jobs don't really matter anymore for the stock market to be performing, right?
Well, the earnings increases that are being predicted for the overall market is depending on getting rid of labor. In other words, their earnings are increasing because they're firing people. Mm-hmm. That takes away expenses. Doesn't necessarily mean you're making more sales. But if you can make the same amount of sales and get rid of 30% of your people, well, you turn a bigger profit, right? That's all this is. This is exactly what this is saying, and it's going to continue from here. There's no way that anybody can say that this is good for America.
You talk about the rich versus poor, the margin between the two, and if you look at this chart, people have complained about rich people and how there shouldn't be rich people and they should give their money. But this is going to be on a whole another scale. As Americans start losing their jobs and these AI companies keep going, they're just going to keep making more money and money and money as more jobs lay off, right?
Up to a point, because when there's no more jobs to be destroyed, then what do you do?
Yeah.
You have to remember, Mark Andreessen was one of the people that tech oligarch for sure. He was at the table when Trump was selecting all these technocrats to join the administration. He was in other words, he was one of the principal advisors to the president. Okay. He said he was a make America great kind of a guy. But then last February, just after Trump got inaugurated, he came out and said this. He said, this was stunning. He said, AI will crash wages. How does that make America great? You ask. Well, that doesn't make any sense to me. But then he said that because crashing prices or crash wages will mean that the prices of goods and services will basically go to zero or approach to zero. And he said that's going to bring about a utopia. Really? A massive deflationary economic depression brings about utopia? Yeah. I don't think so. These people are smoking something really weird. I'll tell you what. These are the idiots that are leading the charge to destroy humanity. And their logic is so flawed. It's amazing.
Yeah.
How anybody can believe anything that comes out of their mouth.
I mean, what this chart basically signifies is that they are profiting off the destruction of America.
Yes. It's the last swan songs, as they say.
Yeah. How do you come back from this? I mean, right now we're losing jobs all over the place, but it's just going to get worse. And when there's millions of Americans out of work, I mean, what do you do?
I know.
We're just going to become more reliant on the government?
I know. Look at this next story, universal basic income. We'll just cover it in a second here.
That's where it's going to go.
That's right.
We're going to elect more Mom Donnies. Mom Donnie's going to be the president, and there's going to be no problem the government can't solve, as he said in his speech the other night.
Yep. Yep. So basically, they're going to make slavery great again. And it will not end well for the slaves, because that never does. The slaves are always treated poorly, unfortunately.
Yeah. So what can someone do?
I'll tell you what, at this point, there needs to be a mass protest across America to stop this crap. Mm-hmm. Nobody else apparently just figured, well, if that's going to be our lot, oh well. But at least in Europe, they know how to stage a great protest, right? They can get hundreds of thousands of people on the street. Mm-hmm. Not in America. No, not America. We're too genteel for that. You know, we don't want to be ruffling anybody's feathers.
Well, it will happen, but it will be too late.
I know. It really, yeah. Now's the time to speak up if you're ever going to speak up.
Yep.
I encourage people to buy our book, by the way. Get it now. You can get it on Amazon if you want it quick, really fast. Get it there on Amazon. Get the Kindle version as well. I'll tell you what, time is short, my friends.
Yep. And time is short on the show as well. We got to go. We'll be back next week with more episodes. Until then, take care.
God bless.